I'm Shelley Turner with the Builderall team. In this video, we're going to take our fruit shop website and optimize it for mobile. So I'm going to go into my builder, responsive builder, and my responsive sites. And it's QS1 fruit stand. Before I optimize it, I'm going to just make a copy of it to make sure I'm working in the copy so that if anything happens, I'll actually have the original to be able to go back to. So for QS1 fruit stand, I'm going to go all the way across to more options, and then I'm going to go to duplicate and click OK. And now I've got a copy of it right here. I'm going to go ahead and rename it, and I'm going to call it mobile ready and click save. And now we've got QS1 fruit stand mobile ready. I'm going to go ahead and click more options, and I'm also going to publish it so that when we're working on it, we can actually look at it as we're going. All right, so now we've got it named, we've got it published, and I'm going to go ahead and open this by clicking right on the name. And it doesn't come up right away because I just published it, but I'm going to pull this tab away so it's independent of the other tabs, and I'm going to kind of minimize it. And in doing that, I'm going to also go into the name of it, and instead of it saying OMB 10, I want it to say OMB 11 in the address bar. And I'm going to click enter, and that takes me to my live site. So when I make changes, I can see these changes right away. So there's my live site. You can use the previewer that's in the editor, but it doesn't represent the mobile view near as well as if you use a separate tab and resize the tab. So my recommendation is to not use the previewer yet, but go ahead and use an open tab and resize that window to get a good idea of what your mobile view looks like. And now let's take a look at this thing and how it looks as far as live and how it looks on mobile. So if I stretch it out like this, you'll see that it goes to a desktop version, but it's kind of throwing everything really wonky. So let's go ahead and shrink it and see what happens. Now this is shrinking it to where it looks a lot like what the phone version would look like. So as you can see, things are stacked really wonky and it doesn't look very good. That section looks pretty good, but and then we've got this section that looks pretty good, and then the bottom looks fairly good. So we have a little bit of work to do to get this thing mobile ready. Not a whole lot of work, but as you can see, the top, the header is really messed up. So we need to work with that one. This side right here doesn't look too bad except for the extra space that we have, so we'll take care of that. This section looks really good. This section looks really good. This section looks really good. And then this section looks fairly good. The button is a little wonky. And the contact us looks pretty good, except for this button right here. We can't see it, so we need to stretch it all the way across. And then the footer needs a little bit of work too. It looks kind of wonky. So we've got a little bit of work to do to get it all set up. So let's go ahead and jump in and start editing. I'm going to leave this available so I can actually check out the changes by just hitting refresh. Okay, so that's going to stay ready and available to me. And so I'm going to go to our QS1 fruit stand mobile ready, and I'm going to click edit. All right, fantastic. So one of the things that pops up when this loads is the blue that shows up that used to be behind this red. So we need to go to edit row, and I need to go to where it says edit header. And there's still blue behind that header. So I'm going to click edit header. I'm going to go to appearance, and I'm going to click this long single background because we want it to go all the way across. And then for colors, it's still blue, so I'm going to just delete the color, and that'll do it for the header. There won't be blue under there anymore. And if I go all the way to the bottom, I'm going to click edit row, and I'm going to edit footer. And I'm going to go to appearance, and I'm going to click the long one, and then colors and trash can. And that will delete the colors that are in the background. I'm going to click save for that and save again. And so we've changed those colors in there that are hiding in the background, and we'll make sure that those do not show up anymore. The next step is to take a look at this area, the header, and see how we want to change it for mobile, because it's a little bit of a challenge to get all of this in mobile and make it look good. So we kind of have to decide, what do we want to keep for the mobile and what do we want to get rid of, and what do we want to change to make the mobile look really nice. What I'm going to do is, there's a lot of changes that I'm going to make to this because I'm going to take out all three of these I'm going to take out the social sharing, and I'm only going to keep the fruit shop logo and then the menu, and even the menu I'm going to change a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and click Edit Row, and I'm going to just duplicate the row. So I've got an exact copy here, and I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these little things. And all I'm doing is clicking on them and getting the square around them, and then I'm hitting the delete button, and that deletes them. And then I'm going to remove the social sharing. And then I'm going to go ahead and move the menu over here, and that enables me to get rid of this next area, this next line. So I'm going to click delete and delete on this one. And now I've got only 2 columns, and let me get my trusty box so you guys can see that. And as you can see now on the mobile header, I've only got 2 columns. So I'll go ahead and put this right here exactly the way I want it. I'm going to right click and make sure that it says center on mobile. That's excellent. And then right here, this is that menu. I want it to center on mobile, so that's selected. But I also want to make it a burger menu. Whenever you have menus on a cell phone, if you have a wide menu like this, it will not be good. It won't look good. It won't be easy for the users to use. But you can make burger menus out of any menu. So I right click on the menu and go to burger menu. And then I check mark burger menu, and I can choose whatever style I want. I'm just going to go with the default style and click save. And then what you'll see is a burger menu right here instead of the long menu. So now I'm going to close in some of this to make best use of my space. For this one, if I right click, the column size is 6. I'm going to make it a 4. So make it a little bit smaller. Now you can see that that fits in there a little bit better. I might even make it a 3. Let's see if that works. All right, so that works really well. So it fits in there really well. There's very little wasted space. And then the next one I want to do is this one right here. I want to make it really small so that I'm not wasting space at all. So I'm going to kind of move it out of the way for just a second. I'm going to right click this one and call it a 1. And now that it's a 1, I can put that burger menu right in there, and I don't waste any space. And I'm going to go ahead and add one more column. And remember, we had a 3 here and a 1 here. That's a total of 4. So this column can be a total of 8. And that is a total of 12 across that line. And what I'm going to do is this one's going to appear on mobile. This one's going to appear on mobile. But this one is a lot of space that we do not want to appear on mobile. So I'm going to right click it and tell it to not appear on mobile. Okay, so that one is blocked out and will not appear on mobile. I'm going to go ahead and save what I did. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this row, and I'm going to make sure that this does not appear on the mobile. So that whole row will not appear on the mobile. I'm going to go ahead and click save and then save again. And now we'll go to the live version and take a look at what it looks like. So I'm going to refresh. And now you can see I've got the logo and I've got the burger menu, and everything else is not in there. So it really makes use of that space wisely, and doesn't waste any space. Okay, so the next area we have to get rid of some space on is that next section. So let's take a look at the next section. So right here, I want this column in there, but I do not want this column. So I'm going to right click that column and say not on mobile. I do not want it to appear on mobile. So I'm going to click save and then save again. And let's go to the live version again and we'll see what it looks like. So I'm going to refresh. And now you can see that it's scrunched up there a little bit better with a good use of space. So we're happy with that. The next section is spaced perfectly. The next section is spaced perfectly. And the next section is spaced perfectly. So we need to work on, actually this one's spaced well. The next thing we need to work on is the contact us section. And the thing we're looking at is this button right here. It does not have all of the lettering so you can read it. So we'll have to do some editing to that form. So let me minimize this. We'll go down to this area, and we're going to edit that form to make sure we can see all of that word send. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to appearance. And then right here it says style of button. We're going to click the arrow, and I'm going to scroll down until it says the size of the button. Okay, right here where it says the size of the button. Right here it's at 33%, so it's going to take about a third of the size. I want it to be 100%, so I'm going to just go all the way across to 100. That makes that button go all the way across, and then I'm going to click save and save again. And then I'm going to go ahead and look at the live version and see if that did it. So I'm going to go back to this one, click refresh, and we'll scroll down to see how that did. See if it picked it up. Excellent. Now we can see that it says send. So everything is okay with that. The next one to tackle is the footer. So let me minimize this and we'll go down to the footer. And again, I'm going to go ahead and create just a new version so that we can have a brand new version for our mobile. So I'm going to go edit row and then duplicate. And so now I have an exact copy. On this one, this is the one I do not want to appear on mobile. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and click on mobile to disable the mobile. So now this one will not appear on mobile. On this one, I want to click on it, and I do not want to see it on the desktop or the tablet. So you can see when I hover over this one, it's not going to show on mobile. When I hover over this one, it will not show on desktop or tablet. So now I get to figure out, how do I want to format this for the mobile version? I think I want to take the newsletter off, so we remove those. And the menu I want to be a burger menu, so I'm going to take the word menu off, and I'm going to change this to a burger menu. So I'm going to go to burger menu and check burger menu and save. So now my burger menu's there. I can leave the contact information there. I think that'll probably be good. Leave the logo there. I can take this paragraph off. Wonderful. So now I'm going to start moving things up so that we can see it better. So I'm going to actually take this off as contact us. And I'm going to move this up into this box and make this box a little bit longer so that all of that fits in there. And then I'm going to take my burger menu and put it right there. There we go. I'm going to take this element because it doesn't have anything, so I'm going to remove it. And so it's all one column with one element. This one has a few element grids, so I'm going to take them off. And then we'll double check it with Shelly's box. I think it was all the way up here. All right, so let's see how the phone version is looking. So we don't have any more elements in there. That's just going to be a box with space. We don't want that, so I'm going to right click it and I'm going to hide it on the mobile. So now we've got it hiding on desktop and hiding on mobile for that column. And then this column doesn't have any extra element grid, so that's good. This has an extra element grid, so we're going to take that out. And then this one has an extra element grid, so we're going to take it out. And now we can actually slide our column up to make sure we're making the best use of space. That should be about it, actually. Easy peasy, nice and breezy. So let's take a look at how that looks. Before we do, I need to go up to the top and make sure that everything's configured right here. So for the desktop, we don't want this to appear on mobile, so the mobile's blocked out. For this one, we don't want this entire row to appear on desktop, so I'm going to click it and disable desktop and disable tablet. We said we want this column to not show on the mobile because it's just empty space. We scroll down, this is not showing on the mobile. Everything else was okay until we get down to the form. We got the form button stretched out. And then for the footer, we made two different rows. The first row is going to be showing on desktop and tablet, but not mobile. The second row is going to be showing on mobile, but not desktop or tablet. We've got an empty column that will not show up on mobile. So let me go ahead and save changes and save again. And now let's look at our mobile version and see what it looks like. So I'm going to open that up and I'm going to hit refresh. Now I'm going to scroll down for the top. That looks wonderful. The burger menu, it opens up into our menu items, so that works really well. Scroll down, we've got no unwanted space in there. We've got no unwanted space in there. We've got good spacing there. We've got wonderful spacing there. Got good spacing there. The button might be a little bit big, but that's okay. Contact us. We can now see the send button, which is fantastic. And then at the bottom, we've got the logo plus the information about the company and another burger menu for them to navigate. So everything looks great on mobile there. the most important thing to remember is think about the empty space that's in your website and try to get rid of those empty spaces by creating empty columns that you can right click and disable for the mobile or disable for the tablet. And that way you can start really managing your space well and being able to set it up for your mobile device. So that's how you edit for mobile inside the responsive builder in Builderall.